How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Caroline's Food Artistry. So I'm going to be doing something different today. Because I'm not going to pour today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you a neat little hack that I found that can save you some money. So what I'll be doing today is I'm going to be making a pigment paste from mica powder. Now I've got the mica powder here, and basically from what research I've been doing on the internet, I found it on YouTube. It's a lady called Glitz and Glitter. There's quite a few of them out there, but this was the one that I came across. And apparently you can use either part A or B of your resin. But I'm going to be using part B today because I've got a little bit of extra. I've got a little bit of that extra left over. So I'm going to use part B. And basically I'm going to turn it into a pigment paste. So I do have a couple of pigment pastes, and this is what they look like. I'll show you inside. So they're quite like thick and creamy, and basically you don't really need a lot. So the reason I'm changing the mica powders into the pigment paste is because, as you remember when I did my last pour, which was the mica beach scene on the wood rounds, I really didn't like how the mica turned out. So I thought, I don't know if I'm going to use mica very much, so why not, try something different with it and get my money's worth out of it. But before I start that and I show you what to do, I want to do a bit of housekeeping, and I wanted to show you the last couple of projects I've done, how they turned out. So I'll just put these to the side. If you remember, the last ones I did was the wood rounds with the mica, and this is them. Now, the little turtles did pop up. You can see there. And I did say that I was going to probably do a clear coat of resin on it, but I'm not going to bother. The reason I'm not bothering is I really don't like how these turned out. There's a lot of imperfections in them. I don't know if you can see, but there's lots of little, my own fault, because I didn't actually prep the wood. I didn't paint it. So I think that's one of the reasons. That, and of course the mica. I just don't like the mica. I don't like the colors. They're too muted for me, I think it is. They're not vibrant enough. But I do like the idea of this, and I think if I do this again, I will probably soak the little sticker in the resin before I put it on. The thing that I did like, though, was I did like this color. I thought this color turned out okay with the mica powder. That was that one, and this is the other one. So both pretty similar results, just not happy with them. So my granddaughters are going to get these, but yeah, so there's no point in me putting a load of mica on that, resin on that, and wasting my resin when I'm not actually happy with it. So that's those ones. Yep, not happy with them, but still not a complete fail. Then the project that I done before that, if you remember, was the hearts with the beach. And I think these turned out really nice. I really like them. Those were with my acrylic paints. And I painted down here in this ochre color, and I put a little bit of glitter. Can you see that glitter? I don't know if you can see the lights right here, but I put some glitter in it just to give it a nice shimmery effect. So I'm happy with these. I haven't drilled out the little holes yet. And if you remember, I also used the resin tape at the back, and I think it's pulled off really not too bad. That little hole got filled up. I should have probably put something in there, but I'll get my husband to use his little Dremel on that, and he can open up that hole again, because I've got a piece of string to put in the back so it can be hung up. I'll probably paint the back a nice kind of blue color just to finish it off, because I don't like the raw wood at the back. It's not a nice color wood. It's because it's only plywood. So yeah, I'll probably paint the backs of them, but they didn't turn out too bad. I like them. That's the first one, and that's the second one. So yeah, happy with them. Sorry, they've got a bit of dust on them, but they came out really nice, and I really like the beach effect. So also, if you remember, with my leftover resin that I made up really quickly off camera, I poured them into some molds because I didn't want to waste the resin. Well, this is how they turned out. Not too bad, but they haven't cured. They're still really bendy. And it's been days since I made these. So I don't know. I think, like I said, I rushed that, making up that little bit of resin. And I think what happened was I just eyeballed. I didn't actually measure it correctly. So I've probably done something wrong and put too much of part A or part B in. Or I don't know, but they're not curing at all. So I don't know what to do with them, because if they're not on the silicone, I had them here on this is a dog pee mat, and I tried to stick them down, and they kind of stuck to the thing. So the only thing that they're sitting on now is these silicone. So I think what I'll probably do is just chuck them, because there's nothing I can do. They're not curing. They're still too bendy. I mean, look at this little mermaid tail. Oh, look. There's nothing I can do with them. Not that I can think of. So they'll probably have to go in the bin, and I'll retry putting things in molds, but maybe I'll make sure that I've done the resin correctly to the right, ratios. So that was those. Also, I bought a few things. Remember I was telling you that I was buying some stuff off Temu? So I actually bought a few things. My coasters came, the round coasters. So I got 8 of these. And this is what they look like. I think they're about an inch thick. They're smaller than I thought. I thought they'd be a little bit bigger. They look okay. So I did want to try a bloom, but the research that I've been doing and the videos that I've been looking at on YouTube, I'm not sure this resin is going to be good enough for a bloom, because I think you need it to get, I think you need is it a casting resin maybe? I'm not sure. I have to do more research into that. But because I'll probably will try it with this resin because I'm impatient. But, I just see these blooms and they look so pretty. So that's the next thing. Well, it's not the next thing I want to try, but it's one of the things that I want to try. Or also, not just the blooms, I want to do my beach coasters as well. So they're nice and clear. So they came the other day, actually yesterday. And as I said, I got 8 of those. I also bought some little, well, I thought I was buying little starfish to put on my, like these ones, but they came out that size. So yeah, they're a little bit bigger, but I love them. I mean, look at the pattern. Isn't that just beautiful? And that's what I want, but I want them tiny. I want them a lot smaller. But I guess these would be good for if you're taking pictures of your your pieces, just like to decorate them up. Or if I do eventually get a stall, I could dot these around the stall along with, like if I make up some of these and they actually cure, dot them around, make it look more beachy looking. So that was that. Also, I had a couple of comments on the videos I'd done previously saying that the sound quality was terrible. So I went and I bought myself, I think I told you guys that I don't know if I did in the video, but I bought myself a little mic. Look at that little thing, it's so cute. So hopefully today, when I upload this video, you guys will be able to hear me better. So yeah, that's that. I also bought myself a cheese board mold, silicone mold from Temu, because I thought I'd like to once again make that kind of clear look, beach look, with your resin and your pigments, and it looks kind of clear. And I wanted this kind of size. I'll show you. I wanted a board around that kind of size, just a normal size, charcuterie board, cheese board, whatever you want to call it. And this is what came. Wait till you see this. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Look. Look at the size of that thing. I mean, what? Oh my God. I can't. There's no way I can use that. It's massive. Look how deep it is. If I was to use that, Look at it. Look how massive it is. If I was to use that, I'd probably use about a gallon of resin. So that's a definite no-no. But I've got this big lump of silicone. Sorry, there's a hair in it. And I've no idea what to do with it. I mean, what could I do with it? I can't make a cheese board out of it, that's for sure. And I was thinking, can I cut it up? Can I use the edge for? I just don't know. Does anybody have any ideas? I haven't even taken it out of the plastic, and it weighs a ton. Could you imagine how it would weigh with all that resin in it? That's again me not reading measurements properly. But look at it. It's I just pissed myself laughing when I took that out of the box, and I had no idea when it came. I was like, "What in God's name is this?" I was not expecting something like this in a silicone to come. Not this big monster. So I don't know what to do with this. If anybody has any ideas, please put it in the comment section and help me out, because otherwise it's just going to go to waste. But I don't want to throw it out just in case. So I go one day, oh, I know, I have that giant silicone cheese board. So yeah, read your measurements, people. Or maybe don't buy off Temu. I don't know. But yeah, so that's a waste of time, a waste of money. So get rid of that. And let's get into making our pigment paste from our leftover mica, well, not leftover mica powders that I've got a lot of and I don't really like the colour. Just going to put some gloves on, put my sleeves up. I found this, as I said, on a YouTube tutorial. I wasn't even looking for it, it just popped up. And I thought, oh, this would be perfect for me because, as I said, I'm not really in love with how the mica powders turned out in my last video on my last round board. The lady that I seen doing it, she had one of those mortar and pestles, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to use a cup. So basically what you need to do, it's a 3-to-1 recipe. So it's usually 3 scoops of your pigment powder to 1 scoop of your part either A or B resin. So I've got a teaspoon here, which is about 5 ml, and I'm making purple. I'm going to make a few purples. I've got this purple. I'll show you them all so you can see the kind of gradient. I've got 3 different purples, dark, light, lightest. The reason I'm doing purple is because a friend of mine asked if I could make a heart beach scene, but make it in purple. And I went, yeah, why not? I'll give that a go. So I'll only do one on camera. I'll do the darkest one first, just to show you how it goes. And I have no idea how it goes either. This is my first time doing this as well. So yeah, and we know how first time tries go with me. Not great, but we'll give it a bash. I bought these little containers just to put it in, and what I'll do is I'll just write on it purple. It's actually called blue violet, this one, but it's purple. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to make up, get this out into my teaspoon. And like I said, it says 3-to-1. So 3 of these to 1 of my resin. I hope there's enough in here because this is not the mica powder that I used the other time in my last video. This is old mica powder that I had from when I made potions, and it's a different brand. So I don't know if it's going to need more resin, but I'll play around with it and see what happens. So there's one tablespoon, roughly. I should probably wear a mask because this flies up everywhere. 2. And I should probably not use my baking measuring. My daughter will kill me. One of my daughters is a baker, and she has lots of like these little things, but I didn't have anything in silicone, so I should probably invest, but I can clean it out with a baby wipe. 3. Okay, so that's the mica powder. Let's get rid of that. And now let's get our part B, which is the hardener. And let's add 1 teaspoon. Whoa! Okay, maybe that's not the hardener. Is that not the hardener? I don't know, but that came out really, really quick. Anyway, that might have been a little bit more than 1, so yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. But before it gets too hard on there, I'm going to just wipe it out with a baby wipe. I just don't want to poison my family by using the utensils that we use in the kitchen, so I'll keep this one as mine. It won't go back in the drawer. This can go over in my little trolley. I have a little trolley in the corner full of all my bits and pieces that I'm getting. So I'm getting quite a little treasure trove of equipment because, like I told you, when I go in for something, I go all in. All right, so let's start mixing this nice and slowly because I know when you mix mica powder, it can just fly up everywhere into your face. And when I mixed mica powder one time a while ago, when I was making potions, I was mixing this like silver, and the kid says to me, "Mom, what's all over your face?" It looked like I had taken a substance. Let's just say it was all over my face. And yeah, never even knew. Here we go. So I'm mixing nicely. Because I don't have the metal. What's that thing called? What did I just say it was called? You know, the thing that you grind? Mortar and pestle. Because I don't have one of them yet, I'm a bit worried about whether or not this will be too grainy. So that's why I'm giving it a good mix. I'm trying to bring it up to cup to get all those little bits of mica that I've kind of stuck to the sides. But so far, that's looking very similar to that. See? And that's proper pigment paste from resin that I bought. Oh my God, this could actually work maybe. Something that I did on a YouTube video might turn out nicely. Yeah, so that's very much looking like the same consistency. Let's see. What do you think, guys? Do you think that's enough, or do you think I need to add a tiny little bit more of part B? Let's see. I think a tiny bit more part B. I'm going to be very careful. Just a teeny tad. Just a tad. Like that much. Probably not enough, but we'll start with that much. It's best to add too little than too much, because obviously you can keep adding, but you can't take away. Yeah, I don't know. I think let's just go back to this consistency. I'm trying to copy this consistency. So when I pick that one up, it takes longer to fall off the stick. So does that mean, sorry, let me clean up. So I'm going to clean up as I go, because if I don't, I'll forget and everything will just harden. I hope you guys are able to hear me better with my little mic. I'm so happy with myself with my little microphone. And I've been going on to ChatGPT and asking it, how do you fast forward and stuff like that? And I've kind of figured it out. But I daren't try it yet. I've done a few like videos for myself to see if it can work. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not ready yet. So if you want to fast forward, like I said, be my guest. Right, so like I said, that doesn't really fall off the stick as easy. So do you reckon that means I need more mica? Should I put a tad in? Just a tad. The right colour? Nope. It was blue violet, wasn't it? Oh my God, which colour was it? Yeah, it was that one, darker one. Ah, Lord. I'm going to put a tiny bit in extra. Oh my god, it's so hard to, there. Let's see if that makes much of a difference. I still can't get over that silicone mat. For some reason my camera cut off. I don't know why, but I'm going to try and add it back and make it one big video. I'll probably have to figure that out on CapCut. But anyway, that's it there. That is our pigment paste made from mica powder. Mica, not micro. Mica powder. So there you go, guys. That's it for today. It's only a short one from me today. The next one I'll do will be the beach pour. I'm going to make up these other colours off camera. And then I'll have my 3 colours for my beach pour. And I will be back to show you how that all turns out. Thank you so much for spending the time with me and have a great day. Bye.